Mr. Speaker, I rise to lend my support to the 2025-26 budget presented by the member for Castries East and Prime Minister and Minister of Finance under the theme Enhancing Our Infrastructure for Security and Prosperity. Mr. Speaker, I am speechless and ran out of words to describe this budget. Therefore, I ask you to lend me a few of your words. Before I heard of the budget, my anticipation was described as a colorful flower with many petals. And I recalled telling the Prime Minister that I'm expecting some of these beautiful petals, of which I expect to be for the Babono constituency. This is exactly what he did, and I am pleased, just like thousands of St. Lucians, both here and abroad. Promises made and promises kept. This is what this budget is about. I was even more excited this morning when I noticed the Prime Minister was not seated in his seat. And I said I will capitalize on this chance because I had a few things to say. And I said they would tell him what I said, but he would not be there. But he happened to sneak in time. He returned in time. Mr. Speaker, I recalled hearing the Prime Minister a few years ago when he assumed his position, and he made a statement that I will do what is necessary to improve the quality of life for the people of St. Lucia. He said he has been in government for how many decades? And now he is Prime Minister. And he will do whatever is necessary to improve the quality of life for St. Lucians. Premier Ministre l'a dit, il a été un gouvernement pour un haut 20 années. Là, il vient Premier Ministre. Avec qui il fait ça qui est nécessaire. Il a break down toute barricade qu'il a, puis regarder qui ça fait pour faire la vie plus meilleure by Saint Lucia. Et c'est ça mon budget salani adidai. And I take this budget in line with a phrase that I like a lot. A phrase that speaks to, I have done so much with so little that I can do anything with nothing. That means we can make ends meet with whatever resources that we have. Mr. Speaker, I want to take this opportunity to express condolences to the families of former lecturer at the Teachers College, Mrs. Muriel Gill. And I recall Mrs. Gill when I was a student at the Teachers College. She gave her students a stern warning. And she said, when I give you my assignment, you have to do my work. And when you do it, you get a mark. And if you don't do it, you still get a mark. Because when you have not done the work, you get a 0, and that is a mark. I want to express condolences with the family of a member of staff who just passed away in the Department of Trading in my ministry, Karen Charlie, a very young woman who passed away, and I want to express condolences with the family. And to Mr. Alexis Armstrong, Deputy Secretary General of CARICOM, on the passing, Alexis Armstrong, on the Armstrong Alexis, right. On the passing of his mom, Catherine Alexis. I met him just a few weeks ago where he went, after he went to celebrate his mother's birthday. This is very, very touching. Condolences to the family. Mr. Speaker, allow me to take this opportunity to thank the persons who have given me support in my constituency. And Mr. Speaker, I am proud to recognize them sitting in the House today. This is the first time that they made the effort to come and keep me company in this cold room. I can feel the warmth. I can feel the pleasure and the strength and the support of the people in Babono. They are seated here and they have taken time out to follow this session today. I want to thank my husband who has given me unwavering support, my immediate family. I want to thank Mr. Aplau, Elias Joseph. He is one of very generous supporter in the constituency, helping all families. And the golden eggs, always lay some golden eggs for the Babono people. And whenever they ask him for support, he do give out. I want to thank the staff of the Public Service, Labor and Gender Affairs, and St. Lucians around the world, especially special thanks to the Prime Minister and my cabinet colleagues, and the leadership and membership of the St. Lucia Labour Party, to give me this opportunity to serve this country at the highest decision-making level. I want to thank the staff who are working with me in the constituency and those who are working in the ministry. I want to take this opportunity, Mr. Speaker, to congratulate the St. Lucia Teachers Union, as today they have their annual general meeting. I always attend the meetings, and it's my apology. I expressed that yesterday to the leadership of the union, that because we have this session in Parliament, I will be absent. And they did ask me to convey to the Prime Minister that his budget address had a line in it that surpassed their expectation. Mr. Speaker, the Ministry of the Public Service, Labor and Gender Affairs has a specific mandate to provide high-quality service to the public in an efficient and effective manner and to preserve industrial peace in an environment where gender equality is the norm. This ministry is the right hand of the Prime Minister and the heartbeat of the country. This is the ministry which gives support to every other ministry in providing human resource support, office facilities, organizational structure and development, training for public officers, and coordinates the advancement of information technology to improve the functioning of the government machinery. The public service is responsible for the 12,500 employees on the government payroll. And every month, when government has to pay its employees, the public service has to prepare the payroll to submit to finance and the treasury. In a recently concluded strategic plan, the stakeholders coined a vision and mission for the ministry, which reads as follows. The vision: a beacon of excellence, leading innovation in the delivery of exceptional public service. And the mission: to deliver exceptional public services while enhancing employee well-being and engagement through human resource engagement, institutional and innovation in a safe working environment. This vision and mission can be achieved through the following principles and values: confidentiality, efficiency, collaboration, transparency, and professionalism. Mr. Speaker, I want to bring you up to date with some of the promises made and the promises kept in the era of digitization, which is a major component of the responsibilities of the public service. My presentation will focus on the changes that will be undertaken at the Ministry of the Public Service, Labor and Gender Affairs. This will be based on 4 solid pillars of construction as we embrace our infrastructure for security and prosperity, as captured in the budget address presented by the Honorable Prime Minister. Existe pour bâtir un cahier, c'est pour ni 4 bons pilotes. And that is why the public service has 4 solid pillars. Pillar number 1, introduction of new legislation. Mr. Speaker, the Public Sector Modernization Bill and Regulation. This will replace the staff orders which has been in existence for over 40 years. The exercise is expected to be completed by the end of May 2025. Pillar number 2, a strategic, operational, and implementation plan for the Ministry of the Public Service, Labor and Gender Affairs. This exercise, Mr. Speaker, is completed. Pillar number 4, new location for the Department of the Public Service, the Public Service Management and Administration. And this new location was identified by the Cabinet of Ministers as the 2nd floor of the Orange Grove Plaza. That transition, the process has started. Pillar number 4, reclassification of the public service. The present classification has been in existence for the last 33 years. The exercise will commence in a few months. We have identified the resources for this exercise, and it should be completed within a year. Mr. Speaker, the main engagement as captured by the Prime Minister in his budget statement speaks highly and profoundly on digitization. And digitization is necessary for St. Lucia to become a transformed and equitable society that fully leverages digital technologies to propel innovation, national development, and global competitiveness, with a resilient economy and good governance as its foundation. The Cabinet of Ministers has established an oversight committee to monitor the implementation of ICT programs and to report and advise the Cabinet on policy matters in relation to technology in St. Lucia. St. Lucia's digital development strategy is based on the following. Digital enabling environment includes 1, digital government infrastructure, platforms and services, digital skills and technology adoption. The Department of the Public Service Modernization is a primary government agency which is responsible for driving St. Lucia's digital economy through a Cabinet conclusion number 642 of 2013. And Mr. Speaker, I want to stress that the process of digitization in St. Lucia started in 2013 And I am very much aware that it was a Labour government that was in office at the time. And I think this is an indication that when people speak of people not having vision, that government has always had a vision. And that vision has been to transform St. Lucia and make St. Lucia better for all St. Lucians. The Department of Public Sector Modernization mandate was broadened to lead the digital transformation of St. Lucia's public service. In this modern era of a digital landscape that is rapidly expanding, a national digital development policy strategy is there to transform the public and private sectors through the integration of digital technologies, while ensuring alignment with legal, ethical, and regulatory frameworks. The focus is on fostering innovation, efficiency, accessibility, while safeguarding the rights of individuals and communities. Mr. Speaker, we have been revolutionizing St. Lucia's digital ecosystem as we work towards establishing a national authentication framework, Government of St. Lucia Digital ID Platform. And this means, Mr. Speaker, that St. Lucia is on the path of giving one ID number to every single citizen of St. Lucia. What we have existing now is that some people have an ID number for their ID card, one for their driver's license, another for their NIC, and the numbers keep changing. As they move, they have to pull out different cards. With the national authentic framework, every single individual from both will have their ID. And this is linked to any other ID that you have. You will be recorded as the same person. And it is interesting, Mr. Speaker, that the Department of Public Sector Modernization did the digitization of the Transport Department. And at that department, they found that there were 1,500 duplications in terms of vehicle registration. And people were making false driver's license and all kinds of things where their photos are superimposed. And they come with all kinds of false chassis numbers and names of owners of vehicles. With digitization, that can be corrected. Se mounan ki ka gade ay fè tout ti bagay mette tout non yo, changer non yo portwe yo, yo vle ranger vieux passeport fè tout bagay. Et puis digitization nan ou pa kay sa marron, ou kay pouyan sa. So we want this system in St. Lucia so everybody can be identified as who they are. So far, we have seen the number of registered users of the platform. It has been in the region of 27,392 users. And in 2024, we had 5,409. Actuellement, tout le monde ni pour ni yo kay ni numéro qui moun ou ye. Et qu'on passe à changer ID tie porte ou et mette porte en l'autre monde. Et que pas kay dou un semité ay prend un birth certificate moun et kay font l'autre ID card. Yo kay boucho wadi de ça. The number of applications per agency, Registry of Companies and Intellectual Property, 3,809. Civil Status Registry, 16,035. Ministry of Transport, 95,251. The number of applications by gender, females, 30,775. Males, 65,809. And those who did not want to be identified as male or female 18,509. The revenue collection through the Department of Transport amounts to $21,135,049. And when people can use technology to pay their driver's license, to pay their vehicle license, it makes life easier for them, and they are more likely to pay. Rather than taking transport and taking long lines, they are taking a long time to get the transaction. With technology, government stands to benefit and have serious savings on the part of persons who use a lot of the time to go and do these transactions. Mr. Speaker, we have DigiGov, which is a one-stop shop for government public services where online transactions can be conducted with government in an inclusive, equitable, and secure manner, and will aggregate. We have an aggregate of 130 services across 7 ministries and 13 agencies in a central online hub using a phased approach. Provide a robust platform that conforms to international standards and supports E-to-N services. Streamline and integrate businesses' processes to create a greater public value and increase public trust in government of St. Lucia. Support the establishment of a national authentication framework to enable secure digital identity management. Build internal efficiencies and increase productivity while ensuring transparency, security, and accountability. The National Authentic Framework is a game changer for the government agencies, providing sophisticated identity verification across multiple databases. Its seamless integration with infrastructure ensures minimal disruptions while enhancing service provision, ultimately aiming to create a more efficient and responsive government ecosystem. We have some upcoming services, that is Registry of Companies, National Authentic Framework, Passports, Transport Services, Labor, where we will be digitizing labor work permit application, Police, and Commerce. The department is also exploring engaging in adult literacy using the virtual model. DigiGov could assist the Ministry of Education in training teachers and students to help them so that they can help their parents use online government services. The use of AI, artificial intelligence, can be used to expedite work and increase productivity. Mr. Speaker, the Prime Minister did mention GINet, and here we have GINet Phase 3 solutions. This project will assist St. Lucia in developing, implementing, and expanding the St. Lucia Government Island-wide Network, GINet project. It will further assist St. Lucia's development and provision of a wireless local area network, connection to public areas. As mentioned in the budget by the Honorable Prime Minister and Member of Parliament for Castries East, this will be achieved by installing wireless access and other supporting networking infrastructure in an additional 47 selected public areas. So après ça tout partout Saint Lucie ou ka joindre wireless mouni phone yo et yo ça servi et c'est ça gouvernement ça mette au lion tout pays et nous ni 47 places côté yo ça mette c'est bagay ça là pour ça joindre internet. The objectives of this project is to assist St. Lucia in developing a wireless local area network, connection in public areas, government agencies, schools, and rural areas to allow the general public, tourists, and businesses to use free or low-cost wireless in public areas. To enhance internet penetration and access to online services provided by the government and other enterprises. To help motivate the government of St. Lucia and enterprises to provide a wide range of innovative applications on this public internet infrastructure. The status of the project now, as of January 31st, 2025, the project entailed the development of wireless services across the 47 sites, utilizing Metro E for connectivity and integrating 89 RUCAS access points with the existing infrastructures at GITS. As a result, the number of sites under the GINet has increased to 97 sites. Updated reports indicated that everything is functioning properly. The Digitization Center, the main aim of this center is to shift from paper documents to digital documents placed online and to assist with transforming the information retrieval and storage of these documents. New software, Google Document Artificial Intelligence. The document AI is ideal for the processes of the Digitization Center since it delivers high accuracy in data extraction. Also, it increases efficiency by decreasing manual work and speeding up document handling activities, advanced data processing capacities that go beyond document retrieval, content understanding, storage, scalable workflows, and enabling intelligent automation. Upgrading to the Document AI platform allows the government of St. Lucia to have access to help desk support and technical capacity to remove issues promptly, to resolve issues promptly. Additionally, digitizing documents become easier with more cost-effective storage and retrieval for information sharing. Mr. Speaker, in the Department of the Public Service, we have the Human Resource Division. The Human Resource Division plays a lead role in the delivery of specific human resource services, categorized as 5 major functions. As 5 major functions, namely recruitment and selection, under delegated authority, performance management, employee and labor relations, benefits and compensation administration, and the development and implementation of human resource management policies to the wider public, which comprises approximately 12,500 employees. L'année 12 500 travailleurs à gouvernement. Côté département qui a travaillé à sous mener mon en gouvernement sélecté pour yo travail. Ça c'est un chai papier qui a venu en département public service. Et là nous service technologie il a fait plus à l'aise, plus facile pour moun sa joindre service là yo ka garder pour. Government is the largest single employer in St. Lucia. Together, these 5 core functions under the purview of the Human Resource Management Division accounts for 90 processes, all of which have remained manual for the past few decades. These manual processes have no doubt contributed significantly to delays in the division's response time. In addition, based on reports generated during the last 2 years, the Human Resource Division, with its current resources, can complete only 40% of its workload monthly. To turn the tide, two major projects are currently being implemented by the Human Resource Division. One, the first project, which commenced in the last fiscal year, 24-25, is called the Cloud Suite Human Capital Management Project. In the 24-25 budget policy address, the Honorable Prime Minister declared that the government will invest significantly in the digital space to improve efficiency in the public service and better serve the public. Accordingly, during the 24-25 fiscal year, the Human Resource Management Division became a beneficiary of a significant investment in that electronic system, which will be implemented in 3 phases. The first phase is scheduled to go live in September this year. The implementation of this HCM project means that for the first time in the history of the public service of St. Lucia, approximately 51 out of the 90 processes within the HRM division will be automated. Simultaneously, the avenues are being explored. Other avenues are being explored to automate the other 39 processes. As a result of these automated processes, it is expected that the HRM division will achieve several benefits, including improved efficiency, reduction in time taken to process matters like leave. Many people apply for leave and they say they do not get their papers on time, it takes too long. With this process, it's going to expedite the exercise. Improve accuracy, reduction in calculations and data entry, data-driven reports and decision-making, HR matrix, HR analytics to identify and monitor trends in areas like employee performance, cost savings, the uncalculated administrative cost. The second project is a 1-year project which will commence during this fiscal year, 25-26, to complement the ongoing efforts associated with transitioning from 90 manual processes. This investment will enable the hiring of additional employees for the 1-year period to strengthen the capacity of the HRM division, meet the operational demands, and support the ongoing automation processes so that service delivery is not compromised. Specifically, this 1-year project is expected to generate the following project outputs and outcomes for the HRM division. Cleared backlog. Backlog continue to grow as the division can complete only 40% of monthly workload. The number of correspondence, applications, and everything else that comes to the department, the current human resource capacity we have there can only handle 40% of that for the month. 90 streamlined processes in readiness for automation, faster turnaround time for processing requests submitted by the agency. So we are very happy in the department that the Prime Minister has committed the resources so that we can begin to move in the technological world to advance the work of the department. The Public Service Department was also involved in the summer employment exercise, the program, where 266 students gained part-time employment during the summer holidays. So at least they were able to make a little money to buy some of what they needed to go back to school. There were some children who actually helped their parents so that they too would generate some revenue. The Prime Minister made that fund available for us to provide employment for these children. Those from Sir Arthur and those who had completed were in Forms 4 in the final year at secondary school. We had Public Service Week of Activities and Public Service Day, which is celebrated on the 23rd of June every year. And last year we had the Top Performers Award, and we were very grateful that the Prime Minister attended this activity. Initially, he said he would not have stayed for the entire activity, but he alone can explain, but he stayed throughout. And he was able to present the top award to the top performer in the public service. The other ministries identified their top performers, so every ministry had their top performer, but the overall top performer in the public service was rewarded by the Prime Minister at that ceremony. In the public service, we have the training division, key program strategies and initiatives to feature and deliver at least 5 e-learning courses via government's learning management system in the 25-26 training catalog by March 2026. The division is currently in the process of introducing a learning management system which will be used to offer e-learning courses to government employees. These e-learning courses, those e-learning courses, they can be delivered via our learning management system. With this platform, the training division will be able to create, organize, and manage course content using various formats, including videos, tests, quiz, etc. To continue efforts at customizing an onboarding program for ministries, departments to complete a first draft by March this year. The intention is to develop an onboarding program for new entrants in the public service, which will be customized for each ministry or department or division. Stakeholder engagements and data collection has begun. Engagements with the ministries' departments will commence this quarter, 2025-2026. We have many people who come into the public service. They want employment in the public service, but they have not had prior training in terms of discipline, what is expected of them in terms of attendance, punctuality, professionalism, and how you relate to the public. So the training division is designing a course so that they can be familiar, they are prepared for the different ministries that they are going to be assigned to, and they will teach them how to interact, how to relate to the public, because we are definitely providing public service. The onboarding program is expected to help new hires in the public service to adjust to the social and performance aspects of their jobs to accelerate their levels of productivity. To conduct a service-wide learning needs assessment to identify the training needs among employees of all government agencies. The last service-wide learning needs assessment that was concluded by the training division to identify the training needs of all public officers was done in 2022. Some of the objectives of the 25-26 learning needs assessment include identifying the specific skills or competencies training needs of every public officer, informing of the training catalog for the next 3 years, the next 3 financial years, commencing 2026 and 2027. The division will also develop at least 10 targeted agency-specific training which aligns with the ministry's department's strategic objectives. Agency-specific training programs are specific and conducted by or through individual government agencies, specifically for their employees. For example, Ministry of Agriculture will have certain types of training they want for persons who work in that ministry. Ministry of Tourism will want a different kind of orientation for tourism. It will go for education, so they are designing the training to suit the specific ministry based on their needs and how they want to approach the work. So we cannot have people just coming in and they want to do what they want. They will be given the prior training so that they can align themselves with the culture of this ministry. Specific agency training programs are designed to improve agency performance and ensure that employees of the agency have the required skills, knowledge, and abilities needed to perform their jobs satisfactorily. Agency-specific training programs may be undertaken locally or overseas. The agency will identify and access job-specific training that will be beneficial to their staff members and submit requests for the specific training, identifying the anticipated professional, technical, or specialist training courses to be undertaken. To feature and deliver introduction of artificial intelligence courses service-wide. The program is designed to provide beginners with practical knowledge and hands-on experience in artificial intelligence. In the Department of the Public Service, we have Organizational Development Division. The Organizational Development Division is required to effectively manage organizational systems and structures and workings of the public administration. It is also charged with the responsibility of providing strategic leadership in organizational development interventions to line agencies for their continuous improvement in operations and service delivery. The core functions include the proposed strategic plan for the 5 years, 2025 to 2030, acknowledges that the government of St. Lucia is facing a period of change at the global, regional, and national levels. The public sector mechanism responsible for preparing the people's system and processes must now be realigned and modernized to lead the change. To this end, the Organizational Development Division plays a pivotal role in facilitating institutional strengthening geared at enhancing overall organizational health, structure, and functionality. In pursuit of this mandate, the government of St. Lucia will engage a consulting firm to conduct a comprehensive review of the reclassification pay plan. We have a reclassification structure that speaks to what existed about 30 to 40 years ago. When the Public Service Commission is appointing some persons to some positions, they ask them if, and the paper still has, do you have a Standard 6 certificate? And there are times they don't make provision for knowledge and skills in technology. So when we do the reclassification, we have to move with the times. We have to realign persons' qualification and what is expected of them based on their job descriptions. So that is a very intense exercise, and this exercise will take about 1 year for us to do the reclassification of the entire public service. You have persons who are in this department, they are not aligned with this one because they have the same certificate, they have the same experience, yet their salary, their grades are different. So when government goes through that...
Remember, you have 15 minutes left.
Okay, Mr. Speaker. So this is something that we are engaging in, and it's going to be a costly exercise. However, we have secured the funding for that exercise, and it is supposed to start soon. The objectives of this consultancy are to review and develop job descriptions that align with modern public roles and incorporate digital skills and qualifications, review and update benchmark qualification and various qualification metrics to encompass not only academic qualification, but digital skills, technology and vocational training, professional certification and license. To align classification and pay plan with modern human resource practices and digital transformation goals. Develop job families and job bands along with the requisite competency framework. Build capacities through the conduct of practical training exercise and prepare an implementation plan. Expected outcomes of this consultancy is a comprehensive job descriptions that improve role clarity, enhance employee productivity, and align positions with evolving demands of a digital economy. Streamline merit-based recruitment process, benchmark qualification that values not only academic credentials, but also technical skills, digital competencies, and professional certifications, ensuring a highly skilled and adaptable workforce. And enhance job evaluation framework and classification and pay plan that promotes pay equity, reduce inconsistencies, and align salaries and job complexities and required competencies, focus on best practices. Mr. Speaker, we speak of practical training sessions that equip target groups with the skills to develop job descriptions, apply job evaluation principles, competencies framework, and benchmark methodologies effectively. This consultancy is critical to achieving the division's strategic goals and aligning with the Department of the Public Service strategic priority of providing leadership in policy planning, management, administration services, and human resource management to support national development objectives. Mr. Speaker, as you know, the Department of the Public Service has concluded negotiations with the public sector unions, and this lasted for over a year. It took quite a bit of energy and time from the department because we had to provide the negotiating team with the secretariat. The two permanent secretaries were on the negotiating team, and so far we can safely say that we have concluded most of the negotiations. We still have one or two outstanding, and government paid over $30 million in back pay that was tax-free to public officers, with a salary increase of 13% over the two triennium. We have the Facilities Management Unit in the Department of the Public Service, Mr. Speaker, and this unit is responsible for all government-owned and rented facilities, and it is also preparing for the movement of the Department of Public Service to the Orange Grove Plaza, and it is also engaged in enhancing security at the Graham Louise Administrative Building. This project is nearing completion. Facilities management will also be undertaking major repairs to the roof of the building, that is Graham Louise Building, and retrofitting a building in the south of the island to bring government services to the residents in the south of the country while we await the construction of the new administrative center that was promised in the budget by the Prime Minister. The Department of Labor, Mr. Speaker, on May 1st, it will be Labor Day, and yesterday we had the launch of Labor Day activities at the Cultural Center under the theme, Revolutionizing Health and Safety, the Role of AI and Digitization at Work. On the 24th, today, as we speak, We have a national consultation, ILO Convention 138, that deals with minimum age convention. This was established in 1973, and St. Lucia is yet to ratify this convention. That's one of the ILO fundamental convention. And we have Convention 187, Promotional Framework for Occupational Safety and Health. That was established in 2006. This workshop is now ongoing at the Harbour Club. Tomorrow we have a labor fair on Derrick Walcott Square. All members of parliament are encouraged to come and see the different government departments and agencies. They have their booths displayed on Derrick Walcott Square. So at lunchtime, we are encouraged. I think last year we did it, and they will be happy to see Parliament come and interface with them for a few minutes. We have the health screening at Graham Lucy Building on Monday 28th from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. And as Minister, I will be giving an address for Labor Day. And Labor Day, May Day, which is May 1st, at the VG Sports Complex from 10 a.m., they have the May Day rally. All the unions, government, and employers will converge to celebrate Workers' Day. As a government of labor, we expect to see all of us there to celebrate with the workers. Mr. Speaker, as we look at the Department of Labor, the Prime Minister did engage in some major activities to strengthen the Department of Labor. As this government continues its steadfast commitment to putting people first, we recognize that a fair, transparent, and well-regulated labor market is essential to fostering economic growth and social stability. A strong and progressive labor framework not only protects the rights of workers, but also ensures a conducive environment for business development and advancement. So basically, we have been doing the best that we can. The Prime Minister has been doing the best that he can to ensure that he meets the needs of most of the workers in St. Lucia. In line with this vision, the government has prioritized the modernization of our labor legislation and administrative system to better serve the people of this country. Last year, as Minister, I led a tripartite delegation to the ILO regional office in Trinidad and Tobago to visit the office and to engage the staff, seeking their assistance in strengthening the Department of Labor in St. Lucia. And so far, I must indicate that it is already bearing fruits. As we speak, I mentioned that they are actually here helping us to engage the public in discussing these two ILO conventions so that we can try to see how best we can get these conventions ratified at the ILO conference in June this year. And it has to be done at the ILO in the presence of the Director General of the ILO. If we get these two conventions ratified, St. Lucia stands to be either the first or second country in the entire Caribbean who would have ratified all the ILO fundamental conventions. Revision of the Labor Act and drafting of supporting regulations. Mr. Speaker, the Act serves as a foundation of our industrial relations framework. However, to remain relevant in the dynamic global economy, it must evolve to reflect modern realities. Funds have been allocated. The Prime Minister allocated $300,000 to review the Labor Act and to design the regulations that goes with the Act. And that will actually minimize the different interpretations that go to the Act. Lawyers interpret one way, the employers interpret another way, the unions interpret, the workers, everybody give their own interpretation. And with the regulation, I think we are going to resolve that matter. As Minister of Labor, I have engaged in a number of mediations, and I'm pleased to report in the House that so far I have had some successes. One, we had mediation between SLASPA and the National Workers' Union over lighthouse workers at Monashik. That mediation was resolved and both parties accepted the ruling of the minister. We had mediation between First National Bank and the National Workers' Union. That mediation too was accepted by both
Remember, you have
parties.
5 minutes left.
Okay. Huh? 5? You say I have 5? 5 minutes. Yeah. I need a, 10 minutes. Yeah, 10.
Mr. Speaker, I move that Standing Order 32.8 be suspended to allow the honorable member an extra 10 minutes to complete her presentation.
Member, I haven't put the question yet.
Oh, I haven't started either.
Honorable members, the question is that Standing Order 32.8 be suspended and 32.10 be invoked to allow the member an additional 10 minutes in which to complete the presentation. And now put the question, as many as that opinion say aye. Aye. As many as of a contrary opinion say no. I think the ayes have it. The ayes have it. Please proceed.
Thank you, Member for Government Business, and thank you, Mr. Speaker, for allowing me a few minutes to finish the people's business. Mr. Speaker, in the Department of Labor, we have the online platform for work permit application. We are in the process of putting that online, so it makes it easier for people to apply for work permit and for us to process the work permit. At this time, it's a lot of pressure. Jazz is coming, and every artist wants to come in to perform. And therefore, the pile is like we had to find another formula to process it so that we would not have hundreds of these on the desk. So this will be an improvement when we have it electronically. We want, in the work permit application, Mr. Speaker, when we see in the Social and Economic Review that unemployment has gone down to single digit, it's a fact. It's a fact because I'm seeing the number of persons who are coming to St. Lucia seeking employment. And yet some people say they are unemployed. However, we may have some persons who are unemployed, but they may not have the skills that some of the employers are looking for. And we are trying to encourage St. Lucians to improve themselves. Do not say you did not get work. You must go out there and look for the work. And if you do not have the skills, there is nothing wrong like starting now. You need to be an electrician, you need to be a plumber, a tiler, a painter, a bricklayer, just name it. We want our people to live, the young people, we are encouraging them to leave the block, go and learn a skill and find employment because St. Lucia has enough work for St. Lucians. We want you to go and work because you need to pay your NIC for when you get older so you can have some money there to take care of yourself. We want St. Lucians to go and work. Development of a national occupational safety and health policy. We are in the process of developing that policy, Mr. Speaker. We had a problem, we have had a problem, we are having a problem, and we continue to have a problem with mold, air quality, and government is spending millions of dollars in deep cleaning and air treatment and everything else on a daily basis. And we are losing hours and hours of work because workers have to go home for us to do deep cleaning and air quality and mold. That is affecting productivity, it's affecting economic growth, and therefore we have to do something. A letter was written by the CSA to the Prime Minister that they want to engage the public service so that we can discuss what can be done. Some people say it has to do with construction. We have to engage in construction workers on what they build, how the place ends up having mold and the air quality, what are the issues. We need to do the science behind that and to improve that. Establishment of a tripartite mechanism. For us to have industrial peace in the country, Mr. Speaker, the employers, government, and the employees or the representatives of employees, the unions, we must continue to sit around the table to have dialogue. Conflict will not solve our problem. So far, we have had some level of success, but what we are in the process of doing is to formalize it. Nous voulons, moun qui ka employé moun, nous voulons c'est même syndicat zenenseye, nous voulons gouvernement, toi assis ensemble. C'est ça yo qui est tripartite. Et là yo assis si là y a un problème yo ka discuter. La pas pour ni désagrément entre gouvernement, moun qui ka employé moun et travailleur. Nous ça assis et nous ça résoudre pièce difficulté nous ni. So that is why we need the tripartite mechanism, so there is a regular dialogue. We do not allow it to reach a crisis when there is a strike and a seek out and so on. We can always engage in dialogue and resolve our problems. And plus, you have a prime minister who is willing to dialogue with his team. That prime minister, if you look at the budget, tout moun me la main en tête. Moi dis nous ka ni pour check li. Si tête li bon. Because if you have a government that is willing to engage, we expect the employers to sit, we expect the workers and the union to sit and let us solve the problem. There is no need to have quarrel and confusion. These initiatives are not just about reforming legislation and modernizing system. They are about empowering people. A stronger and more stable industrial environment will lead to higher job satisfaction, improved productivity, and increased investor confidence. Foreign investors seeking to establish business in our country will be assured by the presence of a clear, fair, and transparent regulatory framework that supports both employers and employees. For us to have economic growth in the country, we must have industrial peace. And that is why tripartite mechanism is very useful. By placing people at the heart of our labor policies, we are laying the foundation for sustainable economic growth, decent work opportunities, and social progress. This government remains unwavering in its commitment to bread, freedom, and justice, ensuring that workers' rights are upheld, businesses can thrive, and our economy remains competitive in an ever-changing global environment. The Prime Minister, in his budget, we call it the giveaway budget. Teachers are happy, wage earners are happy, employers are happy, pensioners, LIAT, majestic workers, police, nurses, minimum wage, STEP. They said STEP have the highest rate of pay. Everybody think people that work STEP are people that get low pay. When you do the average and you work out what that will be if they had to do that every day for a month, well, a STEP worker, their minimum wage would be $2,000 at $500 a week. So they are very, very well paid by the Prime Minister. So we have expansion of the caregivers program, Care for the Elderly. The Prime Minister has added weekends for persons who do not have anybody to care for them. This is just a giveaway budget. Everybody coming. Now, when I said I was coming to shop with a trolley, the people in Babono tell me, get a backhoe. The trolley was too small. So when we saw the last one, I said they were correct. It's a backhoe I need, in truth. The Labor Tribunal and the Minimum Wage Commission have been given a new location to carry out their activities. It is located at Sanssouci, next to the Trophy Center. We encourage everyone to make maximum use of the services provided in ensuring that social and natural justice prevails. The Department of Gender, Mr. Speaker, the Division of Gender Affairs is responsible for mainstreaming gender in governmental laws, policies, and programs with the aim of promoting a gender-equal society. The Department of Gender Affairs has been developing a national gender equality policy and strategy.
Member, you have 5 minutes left.
Okay, that is on its way, and we are going to ensure that we get this gender policy. We have a Prime Minister who is very gender conscious, and in his budget, he knows about period poverty. So he has put in money for period poverty, and I know he aligns himself with the youth, so he understands their challenges, and they are very happy for that. And that is in addition to the no VAT that he had on sanitary napkins and other hygienic products. So we welcome that, Mr. Prime Minister. The Department of Gender is very much grateful and aware of that. We have done a review of the Women's Support Center, which is completed, and the Crisis Center. We have to determine the status of these two entities and what role government will play in encouraging and helping these entities to function. On International Women's Day, we had a big celebration at Constitution Park for us to continue to celebrate women, and we were grateful that the new Taiwanese ambassador was in attendance. So we had a big celebration there for women. Mr. Speaker, with the 5 minutes I have left, I need to, it's now free. Now when we don't,
I think you need your own digital.
no. When you don't finish in the house, they say you can always go out of the house and complete. I know some people that leave the house and they go out of the house and go and do the rest of the presentation. Okay, it's okay, Mr. Speaker. As we speak, Mr. Speaker, I want to thank the Prime Minister in his budget for highlighting some of what he has in his plan for Babono. The Babono people were listening, and there were some commitments that were made, and the Prime Minister made promises kept. He keeps his promises, and we work on that. I am awaiting the presentation of the other ministers. Let me see what they are coming with for the constituency of Babono. We already have our $6 million house project in Talvan, so you have yours there already. The Prime Minister has spoken about the Asuba Road. That one is in. And we have the promise of the Babono Multipurpose Center. That is straight from the Prime Minister. And then we are looking forward to the lager playing field, so that people do not say they're going and tie their goats there to get fat. So we are going to repair the lager playing field. However, we have started quite a bit of work on a few fields. I want to thank the Minister of Youth and Sports for his support in helping us put the Babono playing field back in order. The Babono Secondary School will benefit from that. Mr. Speaker, I want to take this opportunity to thank you for your time. I want to thank the Prime Minister for his support and my cabinet colleagues. I want to thank the constituents of Babono for their support, and let us continue to do what is best. I have said that you must never challenge the lioness that has reigned the terrain. And when it comes to Babono, I know every nook and corner in Babono. I have given everything I have to the people in Babono from my youth to now. And the Babono people understands that I'm genuine, I am sincere, and I am concerned about their welfare. And with that, the lioness will give no room for any little cub that wants to come and play on the field. We will reign and we will take care of the constituents. I look forward to the full support of my cabinet colleagues so that we can make Babono. We will upgrade Babono. I have written to the Minister of Infrastructure and Minister of Government and Housing and Local Government, and we are well on our way. I'm doing what I can, and Mr. Speaker will welcome you into the new Babono environment. Babono is the wind of change starts in Babono, and if you want to know what's happening in the country, you have to feel the temperature of Babono. I want to thank my constituents and my staff who have been here this afternoon, and let us continue to make St. Lucia a better place. With this, Mr. Speaker, I want to give my full support to this wonderful, generous, and people-friendly budget delivered by the Prime Minister. We will settle for the rest of the time, Mr. Speaker, outside of this House. I thank you.